Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Jonathan. If you're new here, I am a first year PhD student at the University of Waterloo studying accounting. And today is my first day of my PhD program. Like many of you guys are, I am doing my courses online. So today I figured I'd film my first day of my PhD program. Since it's my first day, I want to make sure that I get off to a great start and be really organized. So I'm going to be showing you guys how I went through all my outlines and created my deadlines tracker just so I can keep track of exactly what I need to do for my courses. I also have a couple of reading assignments that I need to do for some of my classes. So I'm going to be showing you guys what that looks like. And I guess just give you guys an idea of what it's going to be like for me for the fall semester studying online. As you can probably see right now, I am at my parents' place, so this is my bedroom, and I'm going to be spending the majority of my time this semester in my room. I also have a desk downstairs, so I'm going to be interchanging between the two. So the first thing that I did today was go to my Microsoft to-do list and created a list of all the key things that I need to get done for today. I've been told that the first semester is going to hit me like a bus and it's going to get really busy and I'm going to feel very overwhelmed. So creating a to-do list, I'm hoping that it will be part of my everyday, morning routine, just so I know exactly what I need to knock out of the park. So this is the desk that I'm going to be working on for this semester. You can see on the right hand side I have my PC. I recently got into PC building last year thanks to a couple of my friends who helped me build my first PC. I actually just made some recent additions to the computer. I purchased a AMD 3700X CPU, and then I also upgraded the RAM from 8 gigs to 16 gigs with RGB lighting, of course. And then here we have a pretty good monitor. We also have a mechanical keyboard, and then the PS4 is right over there for Warzone, and obviously I have a few little figurines. So if you guys play League of Legends, that's Braum. And then over here we have a Pokeball. And then next to my desk, I have a bunch of other little gimmicks. So some PS3, PS4 games, some Funko Pops, some Pokemon cards, and yeah, giant picture of Toronto on the top. So right now I'm going to start my Introduction to Accounting Research readings. I have a couple chapters I need to bang out, and there are a few class discussion questions that the prof wants us to talk about for tomorrow's lecture. The lecture starts at 8:30 a.m., which is definitely an early class, but that shouldn't be too bad. And class discussions actually were 25% of this course, so it's definitely important for me to get all my readings done, which is something that I did not do in my undergrad and my master's degree, and to formulate some sort of, preliminary discussion points for the questions that we're going to talk about. So let's get that done. I thought it would be a good idea to kind of show you how I'm organizing my important dates. I kind of showed this in my Notion video that I made a few days ago, but just to reiterate some of the concepts that I've been using. So here you can see that I have all my important dates. I've only have it for 2 courses right now, and the course that I was just working on was Accounting 781. So this is my Introduction to Accounting Research course. And you can see here that I have it broken down by course, the deadline that it's due, the week, the topic of the class, and then I also have a column here for assessments, just to give me an idea of what I need to get done for that particular class. So for 781, I have readings and class discussions that I have to prepare for tomorrow. And what's the cool thing about this is that actually if you go to the topic, so here I have the topic of the class that I was working on earlier today, and then if I click on open, it actually opens it to a brand new page where I've actually copy and pasted straight from the course outline. So the topics that we're going to talk about, that's from the course outline, required readings, chapter 1, chapter 13, and then here are all the class discussions that I have for tomorrow. And the way I set it up for my class discussions is that I created each one as a toggle. And then within each toggle, I put down my preliminary, discussion points that I want to bring up for tomorrow's class. I've done that for each one. And then it's just a clean way of having all your information there, because obviously when you hide the toggles, it disappears and it collapses really nicely for your screen. And then right below the class discussion, so this is essentially the work that I've been doing all morning, which is reading my textbook and making my notes. So for the textbook, I've opted to go with an ebook. Great thing about an ebook is that you can just screenshot and copy and paste the necessary things that you want into your notes. Traditionally, what I would have done with a course like this, which is very reading heavy, is I would have, had the physical textbook or printed out whatever articles I was supposed to read, and then have a separate notebook that I would, do my notes, and then literally just copy and paste definitions or passages straight out of the textbook, which inherently takes a long time because to some degree you're kind of rewriting the whole textbook. It's been proven that just taking notes passively doesn't really help with your retention. So instead what I've done is I've opted for the ebook, and then you can see here that all my notes are in question format. So for example, here are some of the things that I learned today about translation research and research synthesis and guidelines. And then each one is kind of breaking down into a question. And actually what's great about this textbook, or any kind of like academic textbook, is that a lot of the definitions that are described within the passages, the textbook actually has those definitions kind of highlighted and on the margins of the textbook to kind of indicate that, oh, here's a key term that you might want to know for your course. And then I would just cut out the definition that I want, and then I'll just throw it in here. And I've essentially done that for all my notes. So this is essentially what I have for my first set of lecture notes in class discussion. I feel like this is probably the right way to tackle this course. During the class discussion, what I'm going to do is have this Notion page open, and I will just be going through my class discussion, open the toggles, answering the questions, and if there's anything important that I want to include for my lectures, I'll just type it in straight there. So I'll have everything nicely packaged within this one page. So that's what I'm doing for accounting research. And what I also like about this is that you can link your pages to other parts of Notion. So here you can see that I have that particular page inside my important dates column, inside my important dates page. But what I also have a link to, if I go to my fall 2020, let's say I want to just focus in on my accounting 781 course, I can click on that and bam, I have every single week all typed out for the rest of the semester. And then within each week, I have it linked to that particular page, which is also linked to the important dates. So everything kind of syncs back in one giant circle. So if I click on week 1, and then we're back where we were just then. So hopefully you guys find that helpful in terms of what's a good way to kind of, I guess, organize your notes. If you guys are using Notion, if you're not using Notion, definitely recommend Notion. But yeah, I've used this for my accounting 781, and now that I have that done and I can check those off my to-do lists, I'm going to move on to my second course, which is actually Econ 601. So Econ 601 is my micro theory lecture. It's a very strange course because students have a say in what kind of lecture videos that the professor is going to post based on the questions that we ask on this discussion board. And then the final project for this course is up to us, which I've never really had a course like that. So essentially what you need to do is come up with some sort of final project, get it vetted by the professor. It can be you doing like an independent study related to economics or something related to economics. And if the prof gives you the thumbs up to do it, then you can kind of pursue that as your final project. So it's definitely interesting. I feel like it kind of forces you to be more engaged in the content. It's definitely a bit intimidating because I'm typically used to getting an outline with exactly, okay, you got to do A, B, C, D, E to pass the course. So I guess we'll see where that goes. But right now I'm going to get started on Econ 601 and see what I need to do for that class. So right now it is just over 6:30. I just had dinner. I took a bit of a break to relax for a bit, but now I've decided I'm gonna get back to studying for the next few hours. Right now I'll be going through my lecture notes for Econ 601. The way this course is set up is that the professor published all of his lecture notes, and what we need to do is essentially go through the lecture notes. If we have any questions, send them to the prof so we can work on our problem sets, which are due next Friday. So I got a few hours before the evening shift, so hopefully I can get through the majority of the 15 pages that are due for the first week. But as you can guys probably see, I'm in a different environment right now. So I'm actually in my desk on the main floor of my parents' house. So yes, I do have 2 desk setups. One is upstairs in my room, which has my editing and gaming PC, whereas the setup down here is more for anybody's use. But sometimes when I just want to, change up my environment, because when you're studying at home, it gets a little stale to be in the same environment all the time. This kind of provides a bit of change for me that kind of refreshes my mind whenever I'm about to start another block of studying. So I'm going to station myself here for a few hours. And then one of the good things about studying downstairs is that Lola is downstairs. And actually, if I show you guys right now, she's actually right at the front door. Hey Lola. How's it going? Just chilling? So whenever Lola wants to kind of just stay on the front porch, then I'll come down and then I'll just have the leash on the guard on the railings over there so she can enjoy the fresh air as I study inside. I definitely leave the door open in case something goes up.